Ooh, like that. Here's my favorite part. Oh me, oh me, oh me, oh my. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my dad with me today.
What's up, y'all?
And we are gonna do another manifesting through music today. Our song of choice is Janelle Monae's I Like That. And this song comes from her album Dirty Computer.
Oh.
It was released last year on April 23rd. And also we heard it, if those of you who have seen the movie Us, it was the opening song in the film.
Good movie, I thought.
Yes. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie if you saw it. Let me know in the comments down below. But yes, today's manifesting through music is gonna be on Janelle Monae's I Like That. So I will have the lyrics. It's such a good one, right? I'm gonna be looking at the lyrics so we can kind of walk through it a little bit. So just to give you all a background, for those of you who aren't really familiar with Janelle Monae's music, she is such an icon. Like, I think she's so different. She's so unique. Yeah. And I think that she's often misunderstood. And so in this song, she's really addressing like the haters or the people who are like she's weird or talking about her sexuality and all of these different things. And she's just saying, you know what? I like what I like, and everything else just doesn't matter. I like that. So let's go through and see what she's talking about and how it relates to manifestation.
She's similar to Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he make his music that he appreciates.
Yeah.
Then everybody else adjusts their ears.
Yep. And she's the exact same way. In the beginning, she says, sometimes a mystery, sometimes I'm free, depending on my mood or my attitude. Sometimes I want to roll or stay at home. Walk in contradiction, guess I'm factual and fiction. Oh. So I think that's interesting because I think she is mysterious. Like, there's a lot that we just don't know about her.
A lot of mistake about her.
And that she doesn't address it because it's really nobody's business, you know, as far as her personal relationships or even some general things that we just like or dislike.
Right.
So I like that about her. And I think that nobody is just like linear. You know, it's not like you're this way and you're this way all the time. We have different facets to us, different things that we like. And some days we're one way, other days we're something completely different, you know.
Sometimes you just feel like switching it up.
Yeah.
Who cares? And
then to the chorus, which I think is the most important part. She says, I like that. I don't really give her if I was just the only one who likes that.
I feel that.
I never like to follow. I'd rather chase the sun. And I think that's, I mean, I completely relate to that because I feel like as a young person, especially in elementary school and middle school, I felt like I was the weird one. Like, I was the quiet one.
You always unique.
I didn't like, I wasn't like with all the popular kids, quote unquote popular kids, but I wasn't like with the kids who were seen as like weirdos. I just didn't really fit, you know. I didn't fit and people didn't know,
which is a good thing,
what to do. And at the time I felt so uncomfortable and so sad and so depressed about it. But as I got older, I'm like, well, I don't really care what you're doing. Like, I'm here to do this, and anything else just doesn't really matter. Right. So that's something that I definitely relate to. And
that's one of your best qualities. You've always been that way. For real.
How were you as in high school? I was
the exact same way. Like, I didn't care. Like, my music was different. I liked different things, and I didn't care. Like, some of my buddies called me lame because I like the traditional hip hop. But then, you know, a lot of my buddies like the West Coast hip hop and all the, you know, the kind of like rough around the edges type of music. Yeah. I didn't like it. So they kind of thought I was lame, but I didn't care.
Yeah, I think that's something, in some degree or another, we all experience, like being the one who's different or maybe a little bit unusual. And in this song, I really appreciate the fact that she's saying that's okay. And I think as it relates to manifesting, like, she wouldn't be where she is in her career right now if she had listened to the people who were like, you're a weirdo.
And tried to adjust herself to be like that.
Yep. Yeah. And really sticking to her uniqueness and embracing that is what allowed her to be so successful and to stand out the way that she does in the industry. So I think that's awesome. So this next verse really speaks to her self-confidence and how it relates to her manifesting success in her career. She says, I don't care what I look like, but I feel good. Better than amazing, better than I could. Told the whole world I'm the venom and the antidote. Take a different type of girl to keep the whole world afloat. And so she's just saying here, like, I feel good about myself. And everything else is secondary, like whether you like her or not. And that's very important because if you get so caught up in what other people think, then you're constantly changing and becoming something other than your authentic self.
That's right.
So
there's a lot of confidence within that when you stick within that. So much confidence.
Okay, this next part is probably the most powerful part in the song. So she starts talking about this experience she had when she was younger and how it made her feel. And she goes, I remember when you called me weird. We were in math class, 3rd row. I was sitting by you right before Mr. Ammon's class. Because my mom couldn't afford new J's or polos, thrift store clothes. That was all I knew. Do you remember? I remember when you laughed when I cut my perm off and you rated me a 6. I was like, damn,
a 6?
A 6? That's not so good.
That lets you know, like, she really felt confident, like, a 6?
Yeah.
Like, I'm tight.
Right. But she was like, even back then when the tears were in my eyes, I always knew I was
the shiznit. The shiznit.
And that was my favorite part because, like, you can tell how vividly she is describing that experience, that it really was something that stuck with her.
Yeah.
Almost like a mild trauma.
Yeah.
You know, like when we're in school, if a teacher says
about the tears in her eyes.
Like she was reliving that experience and saying, even then I knew. I was the one.
Yeah.
You know, I was the one, even though you couldn't see it in me. So I think that's very powerful because so many people have experiences where they're someone they look up to or some sort of authoritative figure is like, you can't be that, or you can barely pass this test or read, you know, how could you? And then they're like the two different people, right? The people who they look back on a situation like that and were like, man, I never lived up to that because of those words. Or like her in this situation, she was like, I remember those words, but look at me now. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the biggest takeaway from this is that when you're manifesting success in your own terms and living out your dreams, you have to really be the only one. You have to be comfortable with you being the only one who believes in that.
That's right.
And regardless of what anybody says, not letting those things hold you back that are contrary to your beliefs. So, are there any last thoughts about this song?
You know, it's weird that that point that some people like it's hard for some people to do that.
Yeah. To
regardless of what people like project at them, it's hard for people to like stay within themselves and be confident within that. A lot of people, you know, if they're criticized, they try to shake it off and then go with the flow.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people go wrong, as opposed to saying, you know what, I like this. I like this shirt. Yeah. I like the way I dress, even if it's from a thrift store.
Yeah.
So I mean, it takes a lot of strength and power to stay within yourself as opposed to going with the crowd, following the matrix.
It does, you know, and I've been in both of those situations. I remember real quick before we close, I was in high school and I had these shoes, these boots. I thought they were so bomb. I was like, I can't wait to put on these shoes, walking in school tomorrow. And as soon as I walked in the building, this girl goes, nice shoes. And all their friends started laughing, and I'm walking in with my chest out like, I like these shoes. And then she said that and I was like, oh, they're not that great. And I don't think I wore them again.
Oh my god.
I don't think I wore them again after that. But eventually I did get to a point where I could wear something and I didn't care. And I'm like, I really do like this.
I like it.
So I'm proud of myself in like having evolved from that in the beginning of my high school career to the end where I didn't care whether people talked to me or not. I didn't care. Like I would sit by myself and be just fine, you know, whether it's in the lunchroom or I didn't mind like going in the library reading books. I wasn't hiding, you know, hiding my books or, you know, I just didn't care. I didn't care. And I think that is why I've been able to manifest so much in my life, because I didn't care about going outside of the norm or being the weird one. So I hope that our stories have inspired you. If you haven't heard this song, go check it out. It's a great song. And let me know down in the comments below if you all have had any experiences where you've been called out as the weirdo, or maybe in situations where you overcome and now you are successful. You know,
like to hear.
Share with us. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. We love y'all so much.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh me, oh me, oh me, oh my.
Yeah, man.